People who fix computers, laptops, what's the worst thing you found on someone's computer?
Couple of things. I found a dead rat inside a PC one time. Customer couldn't fathom why it shorted out. Thing was like a mummy too. Old 90-year-old dude comes in with a computer. Pop it on the tester, hook it up to a monitor, and his background is the most hardcore gay porno ever. There are like 10 customers waiting in the shop, so I quickly just turned the monitor off, swapped the desktop background out in the back, and did the work. Was at an old couple's house backing up all their pictures, and those two old folks had some nasty self-filmed amateur porn on there. So many grey pubes. Had a customer come in and be like, I don't know why my computer isn't working. Load up the desktop and there's tons of malware. I ask what kind of sites he goes to so I can coach him on how not to get infected again, and like clockwork a bunch of malware pop-ups start flashing and playing the Arse and Titties song. Took everything in me to just hold it together. All the other things are par for the course. Shittily hidden porno folders labeled innocuously, like I'm not gonna see some random folder labeled beach stuff that weirdly has like 3 terabits in it while I'm backing up your files. Web histories to Nazi sites. Married dudes who 90% of their history is Craigslist hooker links. I mean, you work in IT for like 10 years, nothing surprises you anymore. Had the FBI come in one time and take a computer that we were fixing. One lady just left her kid, 2-year-old, at the shop after dropping the computer off for like 3 hours till CPS came, and there was a giant brawl in the waiting area. Somebody took a dump on the floor in our line one time. All in all, it was a crazy job.
At my old job, some kid, prob 17 or 18 at the time, brought in his Asus gaming laptop for us to clean up. The thing was riddled with malware. Some of the files we had to manually delete, and when we went looking we found something interesting. He had hours of sex tapes with him and his girlfriend. Also keep in mind that this is when Windows 8.1 was new and he, photo, tile on the start menu cycled through saved content. When the kid came to pick up the laptop, the Photos app showed a preview pic with his GF's ass and his penis clearly inside her. We quickly flipped the laptop around, claiming that we forgot to re-enable something, and turned off the live tile feature so that the pics would show up. None of us that worked on the laptop said a thing to the kid or his dad when they came to pick it up.
Child porn. I turned it to the authorities and had to sign an affidavit. However, it was a small town and the judge was his cousin. He got off. My car was vandalized soon after.
I hooked up with a girl from work and she asked me to fix her laptop. I found her wedding photos on there. Always check the ring finger, guys.
All I'm getting from this thread was that I was very innocent when I was 12.
Oh boy. The last company I worked for, I got a laptop back from one of the sales guys who was complaining that his computer was slow and kept crashing. He was the sort of guy who, rather than raise a ticket, sends an email with the entire exec team copied in about how he couldn't do his job because IT were incompetent, etc. Well, I got his laptop from him and noticed the hard drive was completely full. Most of the sales stuff is web-based, so there was no reason for the local drive to have anything on it. So, I had a look. Expertly hidden on his hard drive in a folder called Work Stuff was over 300 GB of naked pictures and videos of himself. Literally thousands of pictures of him naked. Videos of him dancing naked. Videos of him shoving things in his ass. One extremely awkward meeting with the guy's manager later, he was quietly let go.
My coworker asked me to fix his computer and I agreed since he was a nice guy. It turns out it was actually his 13-year-old son's computer. As soon as I got it I knew it was a bad idea. It was disgusting, covered in food particles and a white crusty residue I'm hoping wasn't preteen jizz. It wouldn't even boot up when I turned it on, but I managed to get inside with Windows Startup Repair. As soon as I logged in, I saw dozens of torrented video games and hundreds of GBs of porn. Oh boy. I ran a virus scan and it removed so many files that it corrupted the hard drive and prevented the laptop from booting. I spent over 20 hours trying to recover the hard drive, but it was royally fucked. I gave the laptop back to him after I was able to get it booted and agreed to stop fixing PCs on the side.
A 20-year-old friend's mother was going through her husband's laptop to fix some virus issues and found videos of their daughter, my friend, getting changed, taking showers, etc. on the laptop. Apparently the husband, dad, had hidden cameras in their daughter's room taking inappropriate videos of her for years. He's in jail now, but I can't imagine how that felt, finding out that her own father that she loved and trusted was betraying her in the sickest way for most of her life. Edit: I looked up the news article about it and I was mistaken when I said he was in jail. He had a 9-month conditional sentence plus 2 years of supervised probation and had to participate in programs for sex offenders.
Someone once brought in a cooler to the repair shop. I was completely confused. Asked awkwardly if I could help the guy. Guy opens the cooler and hands me a freezing laptop. That's keyboard is literally bowed out because of the ice that formed in the motherboard. Apparently the guy spilled water all over his computer and his friend told him to put it in the freezer so it would turn into a solid. Dumbest thing I have ever experienced. Edit: he also said he put it in the freezer because he figured I could just chip the ice off and everything would be fine.
Buddy on my flow freshman year worked at the college help desk. A guy, who I actually knew through another friend, brought his computer in to get fixed. He was adamant about saving what was on the hard drive. My buddy saw some interesting file names and decided to look further. It was kiddie porn. Dude went to jail. My buddy had to testify at trial.
Father-in-law got a new computer and wanted stuff transferred over. His old computer had viruses and ran like shit. Due to this, I tried to figure out what actually needed transferring rather than just transferring everything after cleaning it up. Stumbled upon pictures of him in drag and him getting a dildo shoved up his ass. Why do people insist on large thumbnails? Why?
Not on, but underscore in underscore. A guy the first know that fixed computers for a living, years ago, had a customer bring in a computer stating that the floppy drive had stopped working. When he opened it up he found cockroaches mashed against the read-write heads in the drive. He said he just closed it up and left it on the front step for the guy to come and retrieve.
Used to work at a repairs and refurbish center. We worked on consoles and laptops. For laptops, child porn. Happened maybe 3 times while I was there. Police are immediately called. For consoles, cockroaches. None alive thankfully, but man, just systems full of hundreds of cockroaches, some of them fried on the board. The smell is even worse. We don't work on those even when it's working. For health and safety reasons, we bag those and throw it out. Some other common strange errors: pet hair caught in cooling fan resulting in overheating, consoles full of sand. Do you guys bring your console to the beach? Sticking stuff in the disk drive, found $1 once, as well as Windwicker in an X360. Bedbugs in an overheating HP DV6K about 8 years ago. We left it mem testing overnight and in the morning the little buggers were coming out of the vents everywhere.
Consider subscribing.